Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Today we will take time for our mental and physical health in yoga for stress relief. So join me in utilizing the breath to connect the mind and the body as we stretch and strengthen to help calm whatever tensions you may be feeling. So grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to begin on our backs. So you're going to lay all the way back onto your mat. Go ahead and extend your legs out. Let them fall open and bring your arms next to your body. Palms are up. Good. And just let your body feel where it's connecting to the earth. If you're comfortable, we're going to close our eyes. And then you're going to actually turn your palms down for a moment. Let's ground into the earth, put a little pressure into the palms and the fingertips, and then tune into your breath. Slowly breathing in and out. Let's think about a calmness just washing over our bodies. With that breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly with each breath. And then we're going to turn the palms back towards the sky, turning them over. And then we're going to bend the knees and go ahead and place the feet flat on the floor. I want to find that security, that comfort for the back. The feet are still about hip distance apart. Your eyes are still closed, palms are up. And then just relax your shoulders. I want you to breathe in through the nose, a nice, long, slow, gentle breath. And then slowly exhale it out through your mouth. And let's do another cleansing breath, inhaling through the nose. With an audible sighing exhale through the mouth. Just let go of any stress, any mind chatter, anything not serving us. Slowly breathing in and out. Checking back in with the calmness and the security, washing over our bodies, our feet grounding into the earth, the back of the head, comfortable on the mat or a blanket if you have something under your head. Then we're going to tune into our pranayama, our breath, even more so. And the specific pranayama breath, the Ujjayi breath. So you're going to breathe in through the nose as you contract the throat. And as you exhale through the nose, you'll also keep that throat contracted. So it sounds like an ocean in your throat. And as you exhale with that Ujjayi breath, nice and strong through the nose, feel that belly pulling in and up, pushing the air out. 2 more of those. Then you're going to take both hands. You can keep your eyes closed or you can open them up. It's up to you. Reach the arms over your head and let them rest on the floor behind you. Slowly extend just your right leg to the front of the mat. Hold on to the right wrist. Point your right toe and just do a gentle right side of the body stretch. Take a deep breath in, Ujjayi breathing. Ocean sounding breath as you exhale. Relax those arms back over your head, bend your right knee, place your foot flat on the floor. Extend your left leg straight to the front of the mat. Point your toe, hold on to the left wrist. Extend the arm overhead. Really pull as you point that toe. Ujjayi breath. Let go of anything not serving you. And then release the wrist. Bend the knee. Place the foot back on the floor. Sweep the arms down all the way to your hips and then pull those knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze and a gentle rock side to side. Feel free to have your eyes open or closed here again. It's your practice, your choice. Then we're going to find our center, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Continue holding the right knee into the chest, letting the left leg melt away all the way to the floor, extending to the front of your mat. Just give that right knee a squeeze, stretching out through that left hip flexor and that right hamstring. We're going to keep holding on to that right knee or right below it on a little bit of that front of that shin. Bring your left hand to the right ankle. You're just gently pressing, a little press with the right hand on that right knee, and then just do a little pull and release of that right ankle, pulling the right ankle to your left shoulder. Just a little pull and release. Just warming up through that hip joint, trying to release a little, maybe if there's tension in that sciatic nerve area, through the glute. One more, pull and release. Good, and then hold on, release the left hand next to the body, hold the right knee with your right hand and draw circles with that right knee. Just into the chest, circling it around, releasing any tension in that hip. Sometimes we store our emotions in the hip, so let them go, and then change direction. Then hug the knee back in, pull that left knee all the way back up to the chest, and then slowly release that right leg to the front of the mat. Just give that left knee a squeeze into the chest. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. So you're going to do a little press with that left hand on that left knee. Slide your right hand down towards the ankle or shin area. And as you're pressing that right knee, just gently, maybe towards the midline of the body, just do a little pull, pulling that left foot up towards your right shoulder. It's a gentle pull release. So you feel that rotation all the way down into the hip and the glute. Just gently rotating it, loosening things up. Just let the foot relax. Good, one more, pull, release. And let your right hand go next to the body. Hold that knee, left knee with the left hand, and draw circles. Just little circles, loosening that hip. And then change direction. And then you're going to hug the knees back into that chest one more time. Give them a squeeze. You're going to release the arms, bring the arms out to the side like cactus arms. Knees are still pulled in. And then gently rock both knees to your right. Get a little twist, looking to your left. Maybe pull the knees up towards your elbow. And breathe. Think about that Ujjayi breathing again. So sometimes we feel a little tension, restriction when we twist. Let's let it go. And then slowly bringing the knees back to neutral. Readjust the shoulders, make any changes that you need to for the body to feel good. And then drop both knees to your left, pulling them up towards your left elbow. So they might not go all the way to the floor. Maybe you can hold them up to get that core warmed up. Maybe you want to rest them on the floor. It's up to you. Just trying to wake things up here. Let things go. Let the stress not bother us if there is any. And then slowly coming back to center. Extend the feet all the way to the front of the mat. Arms overhead, full body stretch. Take a nice deep cleansing breath. Inhale. Audible exhale through the mouth. Good. And then you're going to hug the knees one more time into the chest. Place both feet on the floor, nice and flat, so you find that security there. And then bring your right ankle over your left thigh. Open it up. Pressing the knee open. Feel that nice stretch, that opening of that right hip. And then slowly release, place that foot back on the floor. Let's try the left ankle. Press that left knee open. Maybe flex the left ankle. And again, just notice the difference on both sides. And then release that foot back to the floor. Now you can hug your knees and roll up. Maybe you roll to the side. However you want to come up, it's up to you. We're going to just work our way back up to a seated posture. You can face the front of your mat. Turn to the side. Find an easy seat, Sukhasana. Feel free to sit on a block or blanket if you would like. Either foot in front that feels good to you. And let's find our posture. Check in with the body, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Nice and tall through the spine. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms overhead. Hold on to your right wrist and gently pull to the left. And just feel that stretch up the side of the body. And inhale, lift. Hold the opposite wrist and bend the opposite way. Try to keep both knees down, sits bones on the floor. And then come back through the center. Slowly let your arms float to shoulder level. Float those palms to face the floor, but arms out nice and wide. Bring your right elbow under your left for eagle arms. So you're going to hold the fingers or touch the palms. Option is to place the hands on the shoulders and the elbows are stacked. And then from here, we're going to gently twist to the right and look towards the right back shoulder. Lengthen through that spine. Feel the stretch through the shoulder. And then slowly transition to the other side. Looking back behind you. Feel how wonderful that feels in the shoulder blades, the top of the shoulders. Back to center. Slowly unwind the arms, extend them out. Breathing in. Exhale to the floor. Feel the tension draining from your shoulders. A lot of times we hold stress in our shoulders. Let the arms float to shoulder level again as you inhale. Opposite elbow underneath this time, eagle arms, switching sides. Again, option is to stack the hands on top of the shoulders and the elbows stacked. This time, twist to your left first, looking over that shoulder, nice and tall. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, Ujjayi breathing, contracting the throat. Transitioning to the other side. Look behind you. Notice the difference in the shoulders, upper back area. And then back through the center. Slowly unwind the arms. Reach them out to the sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the palms to the floor. Feel that whoosh. Feel the stress relief off the shoulders, releasing. Place your right hand on the floor, left arm up and over, bend that right elbow, sink towards the floor. Take a breath in. And then on the exhale, let's rotate to the other side. Just let things go as we flow to the opposite side. We're going to inhale those arms up. Let's add a twist. Twist to the right, lengthen through that spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the opposite side. And inhale, lift. All the way to center. Exhale, both arms out to the side. Good. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, holding on to the ankles. Little butterfly here, just flapping your wings. Lengthen through that spine. Just notice again what's going on. Staying tall through the spine, pull the elbows towards the rib cage and just start to lean forward, but not collapsing through the upper back. We want to stay tall. And just gently rock now, side to side. Just notice the difference. Maybe there's tension in the back and the hips. Maybe it's the inner thighs. One side might be tighter than the other. And then we're going to lengthen through that spine again. Take that right leg now out to the side and just pull that left foot in a little closer to the body or to the leg, wherever it feels good to you. Be mindful of your knees. Good. We're going to flex that right foot, lengthen through the spine, reach those arms up. Exhale, side bend, lean towards that right foot. Reach that left arm overhead. Keeping that left knee down on the floor. Try not to roll off your glutes. And just breathe here. We're not trying to melt super deep into it. We just want to lengthen through that spine. Open the chest slightly. Feel that inner thigh of that right leg stretching out. And then exhale, windmill the arms to the opposite side. Left hand on the floor, right arm over. Just a gentle stretch here. Take another breath. And then on your exhale, windmill it back to that right foot. And notice the difference. It might feel a little more comfortable, a little easier. And sometimes we have to work through different stressors or restrictions going on in our bodies and letting things go in our mind as well. Let's do that one more time. Release all the way over. Just lean it over, maybe bend into the elbow. Maybe you can go a little closer to the floor. And then back towards that right leg. Lengthen. Notice what's going on in the body. How are your shoulders? Do you need to move that arm a little? Is it getting tired? And then inhale, both arms come all the way up to the sky. And then exhale those arms down. Feel that nice little release. We're going to transition. So you're going to pull your right foot in. Extend the left leg out. Pull the right foot in as close as you feel comfortable. So that other leg is out to the side. Inhale the arms up. Side bend, lean towards that leg that's lengthened. Reaching it up and over. Notice the difference on this side. Can you reach your toe? Maybe you're just holding on to the ankle or the knee. If you have a yoga strap, a belt, a towel, you can always use that to hold on to your foot. If it's a challenge, one more breath, and then we're going to windmill it and just let your right hand go to the floor, left arm over. Just lean away, counter stretching, and then we're going to come back. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Reach it to those toes. Just feel the body starting to relax a bit. You're breathing in and out through that nose. So important to focus on our breath. And it helps us relax a little, let go of stressors, garbage going on in our mind. Do you ever have something plant and take rent? I always say they're renting space in your brain, but they shouldn't be because they're not paying rent, so let it go. Get them out of the brain, whatever stressors are going on there. And then release all the way to the other side. And then slowly windmill it back to that foot. Are you noticing a difference? Is it a little easier now? Maybe you can extend a little further. Maybe you can reach further. Maybe you're feeling that top shoulder or the lengthening up the right side of the body. Let's do one more. Back to the floor. Reaching, letting that right elbow bend a little closer to the floor. Left arm overhead. And then on your exhale, windmill it back. And breathe. Just let that body relax. Focus on the breath again. I'll remind us a lot to do that today. And then we're coming back through the center. Let's try our butterfly one more time. Bring the bottoms of the feet back together. Hold on to the ankles and flap those wings. And then pull the elbows in. Just a gentle lean forward. Again, might feel a little easier now. Take a deep breath in and lengthen through the spine. And then exhale. Feel the shoulders relax. Feel them pull down away from the ears, lengthening through the spine. And then relax. Release the arms. We're going to transition now. Pull the knees in. We're going to transition to tabletop. So let the knees fall to the side. Bring the knees underneath those hips, hands to the floor. Spread out those fingers, tops of the feet on the floor. Cat-cow. We're going to round through the back. Nice exhale, push the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. And then find your neutral spine. Once you're here, we're going to extend the right arm to the front of the mat, left leg to the back of the mat. Find your extended tabletop. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Feel how good that feels. And then slowly bring the hand and knee to the floor. Left arm to the front, right leg to the back. Warming up that core. Finding a little challenge here, balance challenge as well. Good to connect the brain and the muscles, the tissue of the body, get them working together, the nervous system. Bring the hands and knees to the floor. And breathe. Cat-cow one more time. Round through the back, push through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift. Arch the back. Exhale, round. And inhale, lift. Excellent. Find your neutral spine. You're going to take your right leg and you're going to bring it forward towards the front of your mat. So you're coming to a low lunge. And if this is a challenge, this is a great place. If you need blocks, you can always put a block on either side and hold it by the feet. That's always an option. Just feel that nice low lunge here. We're going to do a little bit of a twist. You're going to place your right hand on the outside edge of your right knee. Try to draw your left shoulder towards your right knee, and then look towards your back foot over the right shoulder. Just breathe here. Feel that left hip flexor stretching out, and then slowly release, come back to center. We're going to tuck the toe, the back toe under. You're going to walk your hands up onto the thigh. So we're going to challenge ourselves. So sometimes life brings stress and it can cause even physical things going on in our body. So we're going to work through that. We're going to try to build strength. We're going to ground into the earth through the front foot and the back toes. If you need to use your arms, you can, or blocks. We're going to find our crescent lunge from here. So you're going to inhale the arms up and then feel like someone's picking you up from your arms, drawing yourself up. Find your crescent. Feel the shakiness in the legs. Try to lengthen through that back leg and push that back heel towards the back of the mat. Draw the arms up. Nice deep breath in, Ujjayi breath. Contract the throat as you exhale. 2 more breaths like that. 1 more breath. And then slowly sweep the arms back down. Gently pull your shoulders on the inside of that knee and then step back with your right foot to a plank. Find your strength. You did it. You worked through that. That was excellent. Just find your plank, find your strength. Option to be on your knees. For a variation of plank, rock it forward and back on those toes. So we have to dig deep to our core to find that strength within. Ujjayi breathing here. Inhale and exhale. And then I want you to slowly, if you're not on your knees, lower to your knees, walk your hands back to tabletop. And then untuck those toes. Maybe give them a little pat on the floor. Pat them out. And then release. Now we're going to take the opposite foot forward. So now you're going to take your left foot. Maybe you need to lift it. Maybe you need to assist it. Whatever you need to do to get there. I'm just going to find that lunge. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. So if you pull it forward and your knee is over your toe, This can cause a lot of knee issues, possible knee replacement in the future, too much pressure or hurting your knee. So make sure, again, knee is over the ankle, foot is flat, heel is flat, and then the hips are in front of that knee. Feel that stretch through the right hip flexor. And again, you can use blocks here. Take your left hand, place it on the outside edge of your left knee or thigh. Try to push your right shoulder towards your left knee. Get a nice little mini twist here, maybe through the belly, feeling that right hip flexor. Look behind you. See if you can see your toe on the floor between your arm and your leg there, that little window. Find your Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly release. Come back to center. Tuck your back toe under, and then walk your hands up onto your left thigh. Now we're going to find our strength on this side. Grounding into that front foot and the back foot. Draw the arms up. Find your crescent lunge. Lengthen. Beautiful. Melt that back foot towards the back of the mat. Open up that chest. And maybe you're just standing or leaning forward a little. Be mindful of your low back. Maybe you can just do a little bit of an arch. That's okay. Don't force anything. Ujjayi breathing. 2 breaths here. Feel that core working. Feel those legs working. After your second Ujjayi breath, coming all the way back to the floor, let's find our plank pose. Pull that left foot back. Nice and strong. Nice and strong. Now we're going to slowly shift all the way backwards. The hips come up to a downward facing dog. Press into the fingertips and then start to walk your dog. Pedal out those feet, shifting those hips, maybe bending and straightening slightly. Make those adjustments, variations that you like, pushing through the fingertips, and then soften the knees and draw those hips up and back. And make sure the knees are bent because we don't want to go into that low back. So we're going to slowly lift the right leg, 3-legged dog. And we're going to bend the knee. And now we're going to bring that foot between the hands. You're going to pivot onto the left foot, find your warrior 1. Draw those arms up. Open it up. Now, option to keep your arms apart. Maybe you bring them together. It's up to you. And let's just take our breaths, our Ujjayi breathing here. Let's just pause and breathe. From here, we're going to transition to warrior 2. Extending it. Notice what's going on in the arms, shoulders, arms to front and back of the mat. Those hips rotated from the front of the mat now to the side. Bending into that front right knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. Looking forward over those right fingertips. Don't forget to smile. Bend into that right knee a little deeper. Take a deep breath in. Shoulders relaxed. Feel your power. We're going to straighten out the front leg, finding our triangle. I want you to adjust the hips. Feel that left hip pulling to the back of the mat. Start to hinge forward. Reach, reach, reach forward. Flip your thumb to the sky. And then slide the back of your hand inside the thigh, the shin, and then left arm comes to the sky. And open things up. And again, go to what feels good to you. Maybe you use a block. Maybe you don't reach the floor. Maybe you just take a little bit of a variation. Optional of what you want to do with this posture. Some of you might be all the way down with your hand on the floor. I'm just going to stay in the middle here. Let's reverse our triangle. So legs stay straight. Slowly place the left hand on the back thigh. Right palm comes up. Hips come back to more neutral. Maybe shifting the right hip slightly to the front of the mat, but the pelvis still is facing the side of the mat. Right palm to the back of the mat. Reaching it up. Take a deep breath in. Bend into that front knee and windmill both hands towards the floor. Find your low lunge, step back to plank. Nice and tall and tight. Good. Now option here, you can shift straight to down dog, or you can go into your chaturanga, lowering the belly. You can do a little baby cobra or an up dog, or you can just go straight again, like I said, to downward facing dog, and make those adjustments, shifting those hips, pedaling those feet, and then melt into your downward facing dog, and really bend those knees. I want the knees really bent today as you push into those fingertips, protecting that low back. Knees are bent, heels are not touching the floor. Chin is tucked under. Then we're going to lift the left leg all the way up. Find your three-legged dog. You're going to bend that left knee, and you're going to bring that left foot between the hands. And again, you want the knee over the ankle, and then pivot up into the right foot on the floor, outside edge of the foot, all the way press down, heel down, warrior one, Vyadrasana one. Open the arms, or you can interlace the fingers. Biceps pressed towards the ears. And now find that Ujjayi breath as you press into that left knee. Feel that right hip and hip flexor opening up. Tune into your breath, find your strength. Hear the ocean breath in your throat. Push out any stress, any resistance in the body, and then open up to warrior two. Take a step a little wider, so your heels are in alignment, or the arch of your foot with your heel. Extend the arms to the front and back of the mat, and look over those left fingertips. Bend into that left knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. And again, Ujjayi breathing. Open up those shoulders. Open up that chest. Pull those shoulders back and down. You're going to slowly straighten out that front leg. Shift your hips towards the back of the mat and start to lean forward. Flip your left thumb to the sky, and then draw the hand inside the thigh or the shin. Right arm goes up. And again, one side might be a lot easier than the other. Listen to your body. If you find that your chest or your right shoulder is collapsing in, just open it up a little higher. Lift yourself a little higher. Never force it. Find that Ujjayi breathing. Notice where the stress is coming in your body here. And just exhale it out. Use that ocean sounding breath. Ujjayi breathing. Slowly soften that front knee. We're going to windmill it up. Find your reverse triangle. Left arm up, facing the back of the mat. Slightly shift that left hip to the front. Open up the hips to the side of the mat. Notice the difference. You can be looking forward or up at your hand. Find that Ujjayi breath. And then bend the front knee, windmill it all the way to the floor. Take a step back, find your plank. Nice and strong. And just breathe here. Now you're going to slowly walk your feet about as wide as your mat. And you're going to start to shift your hips backwards like you're going into a downward facing dog, bending your knees. But it's nice and wide feet. Good. And then start to walk your hands backwards towards the middle of your mat. Bend your knees, and then I want you to do a little bit of a squat walk forward till you can get your heels on the floor and turn your toes out. We're going into a yogi squat, but we're going to walk into it nice and slow. Once you get here, option is to draw if it's too hard to get your hips down and you don't have that mobility, feel free to draw your elbows to the thighs and just drop the hips, and you can even bring the hands to heart space. Or other option is you can just drop straight into it and bring your palms to heart space. And the triceps on the inside of the knees. Head is up, hips down. So yogi squat. And just breathe here. Ujjayi Breath. Find your drishti, your non-moving focal point out in front of you. One more breath. And then we're slowly going to release the hands to the floor. Roll off of the heels. Take a step all the way back to your plank. Find that plank, nice and tall. You're going to shift your hips all the way straight back. Find your downward facing dog. It's a little different of a practice today. Trying to change things up so the mind cannot wander. We want to be able to focus, soften those knees, bend those knees, release any tension in that low back. So a great one to help release tension, stress, and it just feels so good is our pigeon. So we're going to slowly lift the right leg, extend it up, and then bring that right knee to the right hand, left, and then the ankle to the left foot towards it. Slide that left leg all the way back, find your pigeon. And as you come into it, so you're sitting down on that right hip. If you need a block, feel free to slide a block under the right hip or even a pillow or a blanket. And as you rock the hips side to side, you'll melt deeper into it, loosening it up, and then walk your hands forward. Feel free to stack your hands. Place your forehead on your hands, or you can even walk your hands straight out and bring your forehead to the mat. Again, it depends on your mobility, what variation you would like. You can just fold your arms, push into the top of your left foot and make sure that is on the floor. You can even make a little inch either way, like maybe towards the midline of the body to bring that leg in a little. And the top of your left knee is on the floor or the quad. Find that Ujjayi breath. Two more breaths here. Just let anything go that's not serving you. You are worth taking care of. Being mindful of what your body needs. One more breath. And then we're going to start to walk our hands slowly out, coming back towards the body. Tuck your back left foot in, and then just gently step back to your plank. Find your plank, lengthen. You should not feel this in your low back. If you're dropping those hips, lift them a little higher. Engaging that core, bend those knees just enough so they're starting to hover over the floor, and then shift your hips upward. And keep the knees bent, so you're really pressing into those fingertips, lengthening. So you can stretch out that back but not put pressure on it. Good. And then you can straighten out the right leg and then extend the left leg up to a three-legged dog. And then you're going to bend that left knee, pull it towards your left ankle, and slide that right leg all the way back to pigeon. And again, shift your hips side to side. Maybe one side, maybe this is the side. Maybe you want to put a block under that hip. That is totally fine. Or a blanket, anything that gives you more comfortable, a little more ease on that hip and makes you more comfortable. You've rocked side to side, you're melting into that hip. The top of the right knee and the right foot is on the floor. And again, you can walk your hands out. And just breathe. And remember, if you have knee issues and this is bothering your knee, I did not mention it on the other side, but I'll show real quick. You can always do a reclining pigeon, so whatever side the knee is on. So if we're on the left, you would cross the left ankle over the right thigh and just hug in that right knee. So that's an option, and you can do both sides. It's a little less pressure on the knee. Otherwise, just melt into it. Focus on that Ujjayi breathing. Notice if there's any mind chatter going on in your head. Let it go, focusing on that ocean-sounding breath in the throat. Think about pulling the shoulders away from the ears if you have any tension going on in those shoulders. Maybe the tension's in the hips. And then we're going to walk the hands in a little closer to the body. And we're going to just sit on, if you have a block under the left hip, we're going to release it and bring the right leg forward. Keep your left knee bent and the foot is nice and close to the right glute. You're going to pull that right knee into that chest. Foot is flat on the floor. Option to bring the foot to the outside edge of your left thigh. And you're going to hug that right knee into the chest with the left arm. Bring your right hand behind you and get a nice gentle twist. Look behind you to the right. Lengthen through the neck. And then slowly we're going to counter stretch. Bring your right elbow on the inside. Open up the hand like you're going to say hi. And then bring your left arm behind you on the mat as a kickstand and lift and twist. And then slowly release back to center. You're going to uncross that right leg and just extend it out. Slowly extend out the left, but keep it bent so you can pull your right foot underneath towards that left glute. And then you're going to bend the left knee, hug it into the chest. Foot can be on the inside, like by the shin, or you can cross it over and just give it a squeeze. Hug that right knee in, left hand on the floor behind you for a nice gentle stretch of that hip and glute. And we're just breathing. Inhale and exhale. Just notice what's going on. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. And then we're going to counter stretch. So you're going to take your left arm, pull it on the inside of that left knee, right hand behind you, and then give your hand a little wave. Open up those fingers of the left hand. Lengthen through the spine as you twist. And then slowly release. So we're going to come back to center here. Uncross the legs. Bring the heels towards the floor. Maybe scoot yourself a little closer to your heels and the toes are up. And we're going to find our boat pose. So leaning back, lengthen through the spine, arms in front. Option here, you can hold on or not hold on. You can have your feet up, holding on again or not holding on. Find that strength, find that core. Now you're going to reach, and I want you to grab hold of your left wrist and pull it to the right. Just give it a little twist. Squeeze the knees together. Find your Ujjayi breath. One more breath. Slowly release through the center. Arms straight out. Hold the right wrist. Twist to your left. Squeeze the knees together. Find that Ujjayi breath. Core strengthening here. If we can strengthen our core, it will help take the pressure off of our shoulders. So relax those shoulders. And then release. Let's hug the knees. Try to float the legs above the floor. Lengthen through the spine. And then you're going to slowly let your feet go to the floor. And then roll yourself all the way back down. Bring your arms over your head. And let the backs of your hands go to the floor. And then start to walk your feet in a little bit closer to your hips or your glutes. Keep those arms overhead. Now as you breathe in, feel the belly expanding like a balloon, not only to the as it rises, but feel it expand to the back of the mat your back to the mat, out the sides, top and bottom. And then as you exhale, keep the belly right where it is. Keep it expanded, even though you'll feel all the muscles start to tighten. So it's still glued towards the floor, almost like it's pressurized. It's a little challenging with the arms overhead. It can be. Now you're slowly going to drop your right knee open to the side. Just the right knee. Left leg stays on the floor. Notice your back might have rolled up a bit, and then let the left knee follow, dropping it to the right. So your feet are a little staggered. You can always stack them. It's up to you. You're feeling that nice long stretch through the whole body. Arms are resting on the overhead on the floor. And then very slowly bring your left foot back to the floor. Knee comes up. Then let your right knee come up and the right foot comes back to the floor. Arms are still overhead. Realign your spine. Now let your left knee just drop it open. First, notice what's going on in the body. Notice what happens with your back, and then start to drop your right knee to the left there. Maybe stack your feet, maybe leave them staggered. And just notice the stretch up the right side of the body. Notice what's going on in the hips. Focus on that breath. One more breath. And first bring just the right knee up, foot flat. Then the left knee comes up, both feet flat. Walk them in about hip distance apart. And then go ahead and bring both hands down. Reach your fingertips towards your ankles or your wrist. And just notice how your shoulders feel. You might feel a little more relaxed now because they were being held up all that time. And let's take a bridge, pressing through the feet, lifting the hips. And remember here, you're lengthening through the spine, not trying to like overarch that back. And then slowly lowering those hips all the way back down to the floor. And we're going to hug the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg out. And just feel that nice lengthening through that left hip flexor. And then you're going to keep holding on to the right knee with the left hand. And draw that right knee to the left side of your body, keeping your right shoulder on the floor. Bend your right elbow and put the back of your hand on the floor. So it's like a cactus arm. Just a nice little twist here. One more breath. And then slowly coming back to center. Hug that right knee in. Pull the left knee in to join it. And then let's release that right leg to the front of the mat. Give it a squeeze, holding on to that left shin or knee with the right hand. Let your left arm come onto the floor, back of the hand, and then pull that left knee to the right side of the body. A nice little gentle twist here. One side might be a little easier than the other. Maybe you twist a little farther with one side than the other. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale through the nose. And then we'll come back through the center. Hug both knees into the chest. And then place both feet back on the floor. Just realign the hips. Feel that belly again expanding. So it goes all the way as you breathe into the floor. And then walk the shoulders away from the ears. Reach your left hand towards your left foot. Maybe even walk your foot in close enough to hold on to the heel. Reach your right arm overhead and then extend the right leg. So you get a whole right side body stretch. Just like at the beginning, take a deep breath in. Point your right toe. And then as you release, bring the knee in. Bring your hand down. Good. Walk that right foot in. Hold on to the ankle or the heel. Lift your left arm overhead, extend that left leg to the front of the mat. Full body stretch here, just the left side. You're holding on to that right ankle. So left side, full body stretch. Breathing in, letting it go. And then bend the knee, reach the hand towards the ankle, both hands reaching towards those ankles. And then walk the feet in nice and close. Maybe draw the knees open. Make two fists and just let your hands rest underneath the thighs. Now if you want, you can always let the hands go and just press on the thighs on the top side to give a little extra stretch. Be mindful of that low back. And if your hands are on top, we're going to slide them under and then just bring the knees back together. And then you can walk your legs out to the front of the mat and just let them fall open. Now, if this bothers your back, you are welcome to keep your feet flat on the floor for our Shavasana, knees bent, or you can straighten out your legs. Walk your shoulders away from your ears and turn your palms upward, and then close your eyes. And just feel your heart a little more open. Feel the stress, hopefully gone, a little bit less from the body. Not as much floating around there, less mind chatter. Notice the length of your neck and the shoulders away from the ears. And then tune into that breath. Let's do a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Audible sighing, exhale through the mouth. And do that again. You are welcome to stay in this posture for a few more breaths. Just letting things relax, melting into the mat. And again, you can stay even longer. You can wiggle the toes. You can stay there. You can bend the knees. As we start to transition back, rolling ourselves to our sides, maybe hugging the knees, giving them a squeeze. As you work your way up, back up to easy seat. Finding your easy seat, your Sukhasana. Realign. Let's realign that spine, chin pulled in, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Place the palms down and slide the elbows into the rib cage. Take a nice deep breath in, tune into the body, feel the tension falling off the shoulders if there is any. Hopefully there's nothing left. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead, touch the fingertips, exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.